Okay, so you're at the point now where you have crocheted your rectangle. Now, after this last row of bobbles, you want to make 2 more rows of single crochet and then fasten off. So I'm going to make my 2 rows of single crochet, and then I'll show you how you fasten off and then what you do to finish up the pumpkin. Okay, so you've done your 2 extra rows of single crochet after the line of bobbles. So now you're going to fasten off, but I want you to leave a really long tail. So leave a long tail, cut it. So you've got a long tail, you've cut it, now you're going to fasten off. So what you're doing is I've started to make my last single crochet, but now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this tail, wrap it around, pull it through, but I'm going to keep pulling, and that's going to basically make the knot to finish my piece. Okay, so now fastened off, it's not going to come undone, it's all perfect. So what you're going to do now is you're going to take this tail that you just cut, and I know it's really long, but that's going to be okay, and you're going to put a tapestry needle on it. So put your tapestry needle like this, and then you're going to take this pumpkin and fold the right sides together. So you want the bobbles to be inside when you fold it. So fold it like this, and make sure you're folding it the way you stitched it, so that this end of 2 meets this end of none. Okay, so you've got it folded with the bobbles inside. And now you're gonna sew. So you're gonna take this tapestry needle that you had, and you're just gonna go and do basically a whip stitch through each stitch. So you go through just that top layer of both sides, and you're gonna sew it up down the side. So just keep going all the way down like this, and just whip stitch. Okay, when you get to the end, you're going to just go ahead and do your typical sewing knot. So you're going to go through both sides. And then when you have this little loop left at the end here, you're going to take your needle and go back up through the loop and then pull it tight so that it makes a knot. Now don't cut your yarn yet because you're still going to use it. But now you've got that side sewed up, so you have a big cylinder like this. Okay? So now what you're going to do is you're going to turn it right side out so that the bobbles are on the outside, like this. And you're going to make sure all the loose strings are on the inside. So this one loose string I had from when I started, and then of course the bobble, or the yarn I had just now, is going to be on the inside. You're going to find the side that the yarn is attached to, like this. And what you're going to do is you need to cinch this up to make the size of the pumpkin. So you're just going to take this needle and weave in and out of the top stitches right here. See, just back and forth like this. Once you get a bunch on your needle, you know, you can pull the yarn through a little bit, but you're just going to go back and forth all the way around the pumpkin. All right, and eventually you're going to get back to where you started. And make sure you overlap a little bit. And then you're just going to go ahead and pull that really tight. So see, we're all the way around now, but when I pull it tight, it gathers that bottom up for the bottom of your pumpkin. So you're going to pull it as tight as you can without breaking your yarn. If you break your yarn, it's not a great thing. And then you're going to kind of try and get your needle to get a little bit of the yarn and pull that knot tight. So you're just going to knot that yarn again like that and pull it tight. So now you have the bottom of your pumpkin. And if you don't want your yarn to show, it's real easy. You're just going to take your yarn and go through the bottom of the pumpkin and pull it out the top, and then all of your yarn is stuck inside, so the bottom is clean. And now it's time to stuff it. So you're going to get some stuffing and stuff it as full as you want it. Like that. And this one, I will admit, the first pumpkin I made, this one, I told you we had 11 sets of baubles. This one I only did 9 because I wanted to see how an oblong pumpkin kind of turned out. So this one's probably going to be a little bit taller than the other pumpkins. So maybe a little more stuffing. And then once you've got it stuffed, you're going to do the same thing around the top of that pumpkin. You're going to take this yarn and go in and out all the way around this pumpkin so we can cinch it together too around this side. Okay, and then once you get around to the seam again, you're just going to take that needle and pull it tight again. And do the same thing you did before. You want it as tight as possible without breaking this yarn. So tie it tight. And then you're going to take another kind of chunk out of the top. And make that knot. So now, you don't want this string hanging out, so you're going to take your needle and go back down through the pumpkin. And that kind of takes some feels to get it through all that stuffing. But you want the needle to come right back out the bottom, like this. And you're going to pull that yarn tight so it's hidden. And if you pull it real tight and then cut it, the yarn will just disappear right up into that pumpkin and you'll never see it again. So now you don't see any of the seams or anything. Okay, so now you've got the shape of your pumpkin. You can do whatever you like with it now. So you can kind of shape it, you can squish it if you want it a little bit shorter. I like to use these little cinnamon sticks and put them in the top for the stem and just set it there. You can hot glue it in there if you want, but if you want to be able to take it out, if you're storing it, then you can just set it in the top. You can tie a little twine around it, tie a little yarn, some ribbon, whatever you want to do, but you've got your cute little pumpkin now.